The 7 deadly sins, mankind's darkest impulses. Can science crack the mysterious code behind what drives us to sin? The science of sin. In a world increasingly ruled by material possessions, the ancient sins of greed and envy seem to be thriving more than ever.
Greed is saying, I need more to be a full person.
I don't feel bad at all when someone calls me greedy. They can call me greedy or selfish or bossy.
When I think of greed, I think of how much is enough? How much money is enough? How many things are enough?
In their constant search for more, 100 million North Americans carry credit card debt. And millions more have become addicted to gambling.
My state of indebtedness now is about $80,000 in debt.
Has keeping up with the Joneses become a social epidemic?
Greed and envy are related in the sense that I don't have it, he or she has it. Why don't I have it?
I always wanted to be a different version of myself.
When envy gets out of control, you lose yourself.
Somebody says, Rabbi, I sometimes look at somebody else and I feel a twinge of envy. I would say, welcome to the human race.
Oxytocin is the anti-sin molecule. So it's this molecule that keeps us away from many of the 7 deadly sins.
Can science unlock the body's ancient mysteries and reveal what lies beneath the sins of greed and envy? For Uber banker Stephanie Castagnier, every waking hour is devoted to making money.
Is it owner-occupied or investor?
It would be investor.
USDA eligible?
Actually, it is. It's in an area where it would be.
Okay, I'd love to do the deal. You could send me the package?
Okay.
Thanks.
Great.
Bye.
Bye.
So that's what I do. And I just made $100 grand.
Okay.
Tell me about your deal.
Remember the name Stephanie Castagnier. She's a self-made millionaire and the recent star of the NBC hit show The Apprentice. And I'll tell you, she's got a lot to say. You mentioned that you're hoping to be the female Donald Trump. Those are big shoes to fill, my girlfriend, right?
You know it. Yes, of course, of course. I definitely am excited to build my own empire. And I'm glad to be a woman following in the footsteps of Donald Trump because he paved the way. And there are a lot of good examples to learn from. A lot of people associate greed with evil, and I think that's wrong. It means I'm ambitious, I'm waking up earlier than everyone else, and I'm going out and getting mine.
When people feel greed, they want things and they're energized. And as a person who studies motivation, I think things that motivate people are mostly very good.
We're supporting our elderly, we're helping our kids get to school with all this industry that was created by a lot of greedy people, I guess. So maybe we should thank all these greedy people.
The difficulty is, how do you take this natural emotion and be able not to let it ride you, but instead, as the Greeks would say, be the charioteer and not the horse?
I'm actually meeting with an agent tomorrow morning at 9:30, eh?
Too much is not good. Too much says, hey, it's all about me. How big a diamond ring I can put on or how big a car I can drive. And that suggests some kind of hole in your life, something that's not working right.
Grade 6 school teacher Rachel Atlas has always dreamed of being rich.
My father envied people with money. So he coached me a lot about how to make more, how to get more, how to have friends who had a lot of money.
But single and living on a shoestring budget, she can only envy those living the high life.
I see someone and think, oh my God, that person is perfect. They just look so together.
If Rachel can't be rich, she at least wants to look the part. But that insatiable need has transformed her into a compulsive shopper.
I was born to shop, truly. I could have traveled many times around the world on the interest that I've paid to credit cards.
To help control her demons, Rachel turns to Terrence Shulman, a lawyer, therapist, shopping addiction specialist, and himself a recovering shoplifter.
So, see, there's an image that I would look at in the store and think, well, maybe if I looked like that. So I was always looking for an image to dress to become this other person who would be, well, happier than I am.
You're trying to make yourself into something that you're not, and you start disconnecting from who you are. You lose sight of your hopes and your dreams and your goals. You don't use your talents.
It sounds like there's times where you're so focused on finding the right thing that you can almost be trapped in a store for long periods of time.
Oh, I can't get out. I have to finish going through every one of these blouses. I have to keep going, even though my arms are tired. I'm in physical pain, but I cannot stop because the one, oh, this, I think it's it.
If I had all the money I wanted, I would have my own jet, would have every car that I've ever wanted, have everything.
As a kid, Jason Applebaum often fantasized of owning his own casino. But instead, he grew up to become a casino employee, working long shifts and forever looking for a shortcut to success.
I think I gave up somewhere that I didn't want to work hard anymore, and I felt everything should come to me very easily.
For the 30-something bachelor, the dream of becoming an overnight millionaire has turned into a full-on gambling addiction.
My state of indebtedness now is about $80,000 in debt.
I've never met an addict, myself included, who didn't feel like he or she was actually in a prison. And it's a very painful existence.
So why does the brain keep pushing sinners towards such self-destructive behavior? Can science shed light on the compulsive gambler's brain? Can it unlock the desire of greed and decode the dark side of envy? To better understand why her brain is fixated with greed, business guru Stephanie Castagnier is about to play a friendly game of paintball.
Okay, perfect, thanks.
All right, what do you got for me?
The game has been organized as a scientific field experiment by Professor Paul Zak, a leader in the new study of neuroeconomics.
And because people couldn't tell us why they were doing what they were doing, I began measuring brain activity while people made decisions involving money.
The game is designed to mirror Stephanie's aggressive and highly competitive world of business. Because of Stephanie's aggressive approach in business, Dr. Zak is interested in looking at her level of testosterone, a steroid hormone more commonly associated with males and male aggression. While most women have roughly 10 times less testosterone than men, Dr. Zak's hunch is that Stephanie has way more than her share.
Anyone who knows me and has seen me in operations, I work well. I love being the leader, obviously, right? It's always nice to give orders.
But as it turns out, Stephanie also proves to be a very good team player.
Come on, Stephanie!
She was careful, she was cautious, she jumped in line, she followed directions, she followed the lead that I set. So she was quite kind of reasonable, cooperative, social person.
But could there be a darker reason for Stephanie's surprising teamwork on the field?
So I think the experiment today showed that she can cooperate, she can be quite pleasant and social, she can follow direction, she can work well as a team, but there's no money on the line.
Dead player coming out.
Get really aggressive now.
Yeah, totally.
One more quick game.
They're all dead?
Why is it so difficult for Rachel Atlas to stop buying beyond her means? Can science hold the key to why she's been struggling with overspending for the last 40 years?
Oh, God, this is cashmere. Cashmere is just known to be very expensive.
Her financial roller coaster ride has drained both her savings and her health.
Envy took away many years of my life and my youth. and that energy I had when I was young, which would be so handy today. Feeling that I'm the wrong person in the wrong place, that I need to fix me or correct me, or, that I'm just not good enough. That kind of thinking creates a very dark chemistry in the human body, and that creates illness.
When we're caught up in a sinful behavior or an addictive behavior, we're not living our truest lives, we're not living freely. We're hijacked, we're imprisoned by our lust, by our gluttony, by our procrastination, by our envy.
This is my addiction. This is what I'm addicted to, finding it.
And I think the culture is conspiring to make all of us feel insecure and to put us on that treadmill that we've got to have what the neighbors have, not only what the neighbors have, but the new Joneses, which are people on the TV.
Jealousy takes away inner peace. That's how the prophet used to explain. A jealous individual doesn't sleep in peace.
Is it nature, is it nurture? How do we, develop as we develop, and particularly in the realm of addictions?
Great.
Is there something in the brain that doesn't have a shut-off switch?
Thank you. Thank you, I will.
Taken to the limit, greed and envy are like hard drugs, with the users forever chasing the high.
Compulsive gamblers lie to everyone. They are deceitful to everyone. Just like a crack addict, they're going to do whatever it takes to get to their next hit.
To understand why Jason can't stop gambling, Professor Kevin Harrigan, head of the University of Waterloo's problem gambling research team, is about to put him through a grueling set of tests.
In the past 12 months, how often did you play poker in a casino?
3 times.
Played blackjack?
Once.
Keno?
Once.
Roulette?
Probably 15 times.
According to Professor Harrigan, the most addictive of all are the slot machines.
In the past 12 months, how often did you bet or spend money on slot machines in a casino?
Many, 30, 40, 50, 60 times.
So our lab is concerned with the slot machines because it's the most highly addictive form of gambling. And in particular, we're interested in what components or characteristics of the machine itself are of most concern. So we're looking at it from the design of the machine perspective and what effect it's having on the player.
Why are slot machines so addictive to those like Jason?
Right, and we'll have you go ahead and squeeze the brain there.
To explain why Stephanie is addicted to making money, Dr. Zach confirms his earlier theory. The high-achieving businesswoman does indeed have elevated levels of testosterone, the male hormone.
So we've shown in experiments when we increase testosterone that we can increase what people demand of themselves. That is, their sense of self-worth and what they deserve is higher. Testosterone works against relating to other people. Testosterone works against compassion and empathy.
To me, the definition of greed is someone who's ambitious, passionate, wants more, wants to get ahead. I'm running the race, I want to win. Does that make me greedy? No, that makes me a competitor. I'm running the race, I might as well win. No one says I'm training to be second. I'm ambitious, I'm passionate, I know where I'm going, I know how to get there, and move out of my way.
Greed is really drinking salt water. You look as if you're going to be satisfied, but you're always thirsty for more.
So if I'm thirsty, are you going to tell me one sip's enough, you're not thirsty anymore? How do you know how thirsty I am?
So that's why greed is one of the 7 deadly sins, because it's maladaptive if you have too much. It's when you are in it for the thrill of the chase, when you're spending all your time and energy chasing the next hill, chasing the next high.
But if testosterone is the key to greed, why aren't all men as greedy as Stephanie? Is there another secret chemical lurking beneath the surface? Or does the answer lie somewhere in the past? To test why Jason Applebaum can't stop playing slot machines, he's hooked up to a computer that monitors his brain activity, sweat response, and the areas of the machine his eyes are drawn to during the game. Why are some gamblers more easily seduced by slot machines? Does it have anything to do with how they're designed?
I became interested in this field because I'm a computer game designer, and I thought, well, maybe there's something we can do. Maybe we can make these games less addictive, or we can inform people so that they would be less prone to becoming addicted.
Professor Harrigan's research with Jason proves that slot machines are highly successful at tricking the human brain into thinking that a player is winning, when in fact, they're losing their shirt.
Sometimes it's hard to appreciate that you're losing money when on every third spin, you're winning something. Even though they're losing